I'm Emily, 33 years old. I have a family of 3 with my husband Bob, who is the same age as me, and our 3-year-old daughter Jessica. My husband's family runs tutoring school. His parents were teachers in the past, and Bob has a teaching license. I can hardly believe I married into such a wealthy and intelligent family. My parents and friends were initially worried about me. But there was no need for concern. They are really good people. They warmly welcomed me as a family member and took me the way I am. My mother-in-law, Mary, a mother of 3 sons, was happy to have a daughter in her family. Initially I was nervous, but my energetic and cheerful nature is my strength. I decided to be myself and built a good relationship with them. I hold a second-class landscaping construction management engineer certificate, working on greening projects in parks and commercial facilities. I studied hard to get this national certification. And even after going out to the field, it was a test of physical strength. The job was physically demanding. I always took care of my health and was proud of my strength as a woman. Bob, now teaching at the family's tutoring school, used to be an elementary school teacher. We first met when I visited his school for a greening project meeting. After giving birth, I took maternity leave and just returned to work last year. With my daughter still young, I prioritize family now, but sometimes I can't make it in time to pick her up. At such times, Mary helps, and Bob picks her up if he can. I am grateful they support my career, living a fulfilling life. However, there's one person in my married life who troubles me. My sister-in-law. She is Bob's brother's wife. Bob is the second of 3 brothers. The youngest being single. The eldest son, Jacob's wife, Lisa, is the source of my troubles. She's mainly a housewife but also helps with the tutoring school's accounting and administration. She seems to plan to send her 5-year-old son to a private elementary school. From the first meeting at my in-laws, I knew she has different values and ways of thinking from me. Petite, always well-dressed and smiling, I initially thought she was lovely. But she was two-faced. One time, helping in the kitchen, she changed her nature when Mary left. "Can't you do something about your dress?" My dress. Her voice and demeanor were so different from what she had used to be. Always wearing scruffy, dirty-looking clothes. "Don't you see you're the odd one out here?" It's embarrassing for me. Well, I need to move easily. My daughter is still small, and I have to chase her. I have a child too. You know. She sighed dramatically, about to say more, but reverted to her usual self when Mary returned. "What were you two chatting about so animatedly?" "Oh, just some parenting talk." Amazing how she switches voices instantly. Like a sensor that changes her demeanor when Mary appears. Mary looked at me, "Really?" "Yes, just talking about our kids." Lisa nodded in satisfaction at my response. I'm not scared of slender Lisa or anything. But I didn't want to make a fuss over such petty remarks or worry Mary unnecessarily. Some of my friends struggle with mother-in-law issues. It's commonly heard that mothers-in-law can be a source of stress. Compared to that, I'm lucky to have a kind mother-in-law who supports my work. I thought I should be able to handle Lisa's snide comments. But she continued to belittle me whenever we met. Once, while traveling for work, I ran into her chatting with 2 or 3 other moms. We made eye contact, and it would have been strange to ignore her. "Hello, Lisa," I said with a smile. "Oh, hi there." I was in a hurry, so we only exchanged greetings, but later that night, she called my home. "What were you thinking?" As soon as she realized it was me, she exploded without a greeting. "What are you talking about?" "About this afternoon." "Don't approach me looking like that. How can you walk around in those work clothes?" "Unbelievable. We all saw you." It's normal to dress nicely, even without a special occasion. All those moms are preparing their kids for private school admissions. You're from a different world. It was so embarrassing. She ranted on. Well, I was working, so those were actually my work clothes. That doesn't matter. Just don't talk to me in public anymore. It's embarrassing. But isn't that weird? We're family, after all. That's what I've been saying. You are classless and not suitable for our family. And I never thought of you as a sister, even if we're related by marriage. She hung up abruptly, leaving me stunned. Did she really need to call just to say that? Her snide remarks continued at family gatherings, but what's worse was she only showed her true colors when we were alone. She dresses nicely, the sophisticated wife of a wealthy family. She must love that image of herself. I don't mind that, but I don't understand why she feels the need to attack me for not fitting her taste. Sure, she always wears nice clothes, bags, and accessories, but how does she have so many? Maybe Jacob just lets her buy whatever she wants. Her quiet husband probably doesn't know her true nature. That's just how she is. I hadn't told Jacob or Mary, but I'd been feeling stressed out, so I had informed Bob. Oh, she doesn't seem like that type. Initially, Bob took it lightly. But a few days later, Mary called. She was organizing a family dinner that weekend, informing us about the restaurant and time. Though we all lived about 30 minutes away by car or train, she usually didn't interfere in her sons' lives. However, she requested all families to gather for my father-in-law's birthday and Christmas. This time was for my father-in-law's birthday. We got a private room at his favorite high-end restaurant. It's our first time there as a whole family, but it's really delicious, so look forward to it. Yes, I am looking forward to it. I was excited, but also dreaded meeting Lisa. You sound a bit down. Is work keeping you busy? No, I'm fine. Really? Was my voice filled with my reluctance? I quickly reassured her. Emily, if there's anything troubling you about our family, you can tell me. No, there's nothing. Your help with our daughter when I work late is always appreciated. It's not about your family. Oh, not about my family? I didn't understand what she meant. Then came the weekend of the dinner. Since it's my father-in-law's birthday, I just need to celebrate from the bottom of my heart and express my gratitude to my parents-in-law. Don't worry about sarcastic Lisa. That's what I was determined to do. I arrived early, relieved to find neither my in-laws nor my brother-in-law's family there yet. I thought it was rude to have kept my father-in-law waiting, and arriving early would meant less time with Lisa. But soon after, Jacob's family arrived. Hello. Long time no see, Emily. Hello, Jacob, it's been a while. After polite greetings, Bob and Jacob started chatting. Lisa approached me, looked me over from head to toe, and sighed. What's with that outfit? You should dress better for a high-end restaurant like this. How many times do I have to tell you? She whispered her usual insults. Why did she say that on such a happy occasion? I thought, but forced a smile. I chose a dress today, considering the occasion. Is it odd? It's not a high-end brand, but I can't believe you chose to wear such cheap things. Since you have such square shoulders for a woman, the dress doesn't suit you. And you're only wearing your wedding ring? Bare nails, and rough hands too. My work doesn't allow for manicures. Aren't your long nails inconvenient for housework? Handling plants and soil often roughens my hands. Not being able to wear nail polish was trivial to me. My muscular physique was a result of my hard work in landscaping. Something I'm proud of, but her mockery made me retort. What? Are you saying I don't do housework? Her voice grew louder, angered by my response. I can't stand you. Despite my kindness and advice, you never listen to me, even defy me. I can't be associated with someone as crude as you. This wasn't good. She was losing sight of her surroundings in anger. Today is a celebration for our father-in-law. Please don't concern yourself with me. Ha! You're the one ruining it. You're the one who doesn't fit in this family. I've been saying this. I can't dine with someone so shabby. You go home. What? Why should I go home? It was Mary's event, and Lisa was the one causing a scene. I'll address your concerns about me later. I have things to say too. But for now, I decided to stand firm, but not now. Why are you talking back to me? Leave, didn't you hear? Better yet, get out of this family altogether. Just as Bob approached in response to her raised voice, it happened. The one who should leave is you. The door of the private room smoothly opened, and Mary quietly entered. Though she was a lady, it was like an entrance reminiscent of samurai. Then, who would be the one to be cut down with her sword? Of course, it's certainly not me. Next, my father-in-law and Daniel, the youngest son, entered, and then Mary closed the door. Oh, Mary, Paul. Lisa, who had been heated up, seemed to remember where she was and what kind of gathering this was, as she opened and closed her mouth, unable to continue her words smoothly. What did you say just now? Anyway, everyone, please sit down, said Mary in a calm voice, but with an undeniable force that everyone obeyed. 1. Mocking someone's job. 2. Plenty of indecent sarcasm. 3. The ugly daughter-in-law of this world. These lines were only replayed in my mind, but there was indeed such an atmosphere. It seems we have to talk before the birthday party. Honey, sorry about this, she said, and my father-in-law nodded. Then Mary turned to face Lisa. So, Lisa, what were you saying to Emily? Wow, even my mother-in-law, who's like the Virgin Mary, shows intense sarcasm when needed. Lisa stammered out. No, I was just saying I'm looking forward to today's meal. I must have bad ears lately. I thought I heard get out. What? No, that was just, we had a little argument. It was a joke, I didn't mean get out, she said, trying to control her emotions, forcing her smile as usual, and that was appalling for me. An argument? What was the reason? It seemed like you were the one doing all the talking. Since when have you been bullying Emily? She probably heard everything from the corridor. She glared straight at Lisa. Bullying? No, I was just advising her on manners and clothing as a senior daughter-in-law of this family. It didn't seem like advice. After all, everyone is free to wear what they want as long as it's not disrespectful. She wasn't dressed oddly at all. But wearing non-branded clothes to such a fancy restaurant, and her makeup and accessories were so plain. I thought it'd be embarrassing for you, Mary and Paul. Enough already. Oh. Mary scolded, and I involuntarily shrank my shoulders along with Lisa. The husbands and father-in-law, knowing how scary she can be when she gets angry, didn't seem surprised. They were taking care of the children, showing them picture books and talking to them. The one who should be embarrassed is you, Lisa. What? I noticed something was off when you two were together here. At first, I thought you were talking amicably. We were just talking normally, weren't we? Lisa looked at me with different eyes than before, but I didn't meet her gaze. Let me tell you, Emily never tattled to me. You could have changed your attitude, but instead, you escalated it. Well? Lisa was becoming flustered, and Mary pressed on. Also, you always wear beautiful clothes and have many bags. Yes, yes. I always make sure I'm presentable wherever I go. Where does the money for all that come from? What? Caught off guard by the unexpected question, Lisa froze. Well, of course, You help out with the accounting and administration of the tutoring school, and of course, you get paid for that. Even if my son said you could use that money freely, it doesn't seem enough for all those brand clothes and bags. Well, that's because. Are you using the household money as you please for your own desires? No, that's not. It's true then. That makes sense. I was also curious about where the money was coming from. I had thought Jacob was just generous, but maybe he just left the household finances entirely to her. Still, he should have checked a bit more, I think. Well, maybe he trusted her because of her great performance as a good wife, but that makes me feel sorry for Jacob. Spending money like water, and you're talking about private school exams? You have been saving properly for your son's education, haven't you? Well, you're not expecting us to pay for it, are you? Of course not. But, he is one of your adorable grandchildren, after all. Which was true. So, she was probably counting on her in-laws' money. Of course, we love our grandchildren. We'd like to help with educational funds when necessary. That's right, isn't it? You'd get that if you leave our house. What? No, Mary, there's no need for that. I apologize for telling Emily to leave. Emily? That's the first time she's called me that. Come on, Emily, you'll forgive her, right? We're sisters, after all. Sisters, only as long as you're my brother's wife. Shall I repeat what you said? Mary signaled with her eyes for me to continue, so I did. You said you didn't want to become family, even in-laws, and that you never considered me a sister.
Ah.
I took her down with my words, and Lisa made a strange noise. It's not just a matter of the household finances. You've been dipping into the school's funds, haven't you? Lisa was speechless, her eyes wide. Is that true? I was truly shocked by Mary's words. I had guessed she was freely using the household money, but she was also meddling with the finances of the tutoring school run by my in-laws? It seems you were clever enough not to get caught, so it took a while to figure it out. Charlie, who has been doing our accounting for years, you deceived him too, didn't you? Lisa turned pale. The gifts for the teaching material suppliers and the thank you gifts for the teachers who conduct seminars. We trusted you with such shopping, but the amounts on the receipts gradually increased, and so did the frequency. You said things like, I was told to give it as a birthday present, or, I was asked by Bob or Mary. That's not true, what are you talking about? Giving department store items other than confectionery as gifts, something we never did before, but we trusted you because you are our daughter-in-law. The lunch expenses for taking part-time teachers out, you were actually using them for lunches and tea with your mom friends. Oh. The questionable receipts gradually increased, and finally, Charlie came to consult us. Even before that, my son had noticed and started investigating. Well, you betrayed everyone's trust. For you, dressing up seems to be the most important thing. No, it wasn't me. Speaking in a faint voice, Lisa looked at Jacob for support, but he just gave her a cold stare. If what was said is true, that's only natural. Emily is the opposite of you. Sure, she's a bit indifferent to fashion, but she puts her family and work first, putting herself second. You mocked her job without really understanding it, but being a landscape construction manager is an impressive qualification. She must have studied hard to earn it. Mary. Just as I felt relieved seeing Lisa get a taste of her own medicine, I was suddenly mentioned my efforts by Mary, and felt myself getting emotional. She's a person with determination, so I thought if she wants to continue her job, we should respect that. Have you ever seen her work, unbothered by dirt or mud on her clothes and hands, working with such vigor? Would you mock such a person? I teared up hearing this, and Lisa had no more excuses or acts left, just hanging her head low. Our tutoring school may not be as big as the national chains, but we've gained trust by caring for our teachers and students. It's about the people, the heart. The one who doesn't fit here is you. You are the one who should leave. Mary spoke firmly and was so cool that I almost felt like giving a big applause to her. After that, Lisa, who had played the role of an elegant, ideal wife, was ousted from the wealthy household. Jacob set up a meeting for discussion, but even then, Lisa refused to admit her faults and lashed out in anger, leading him to decide on divorce. With embezzlement discovered, she couldn't get any alimony, and she was left with nothing. Jacob kept custody of their son, and with the help of my in-laws, they planned to continue their usual life. Lisa, always putting herself first, had been harsh to her son whenever things didn't go her way, but he was reassured by his father and grandparents, and seemed to understand everything. The private school exams were only Lisa's strong desire, and the boy, who hated being forced to study, now played freely with our daughter. Of course, Bob and I intended to help in any way we could. On a relaxed weekend at my in-laws, Mary came to me and said, I'm really sorry for making you feel bad all this time. We should have noticed earlier. Not at all, I didn't mind it initially. From now on, don't hesitate to speak up if you're in trouble. Okay. While saying this, I remembered Mary's words. What's important are people, the heart. Noticing my gaze, Mary looked at me curiously. Nothing, I was just thinking how cool you are, Mary. Oh, come on. The cool one is you, able to create gardens wearing overalls. Maybe next time you could work on our garden. I want to replant the flower beds. Absolutely. Let me know anytime, even if it's not as a job. You should charge her properly, you know. Mom can be demanding. Bob chimed in playfully, and we all laughed together. Cherish people, cherish hearts. I'll remember to do just that. To keep laughing and living happily with my precious family.